It had me think in this episode, where are the other heroes? As we last saw before, now for me it was the only one, being complimented by the king, and it was a pretty embarrassing defeat for them, right? And after failing to capture the shield hero, I wonder what they're doing now. I have to wonder if the sword hero is actually picking up the pieces and put them together as a from what's really going on, because I think they alluded that he was probably gonna be the one to figure it out, and maybe convince the other heroes that something is going on, even though they should have already done that by now. But yeah, hopefully, since we're leaving the country, or they're leaving the country, since after all the whole propaganda footage stuff going on, they're probably not going to be around the other heroes anymore unless they decide to venture out themselves. And I have a feeling that once they've found out the truth, or at least know that there's really, some sort of corruption and bias against the shield hero, they're probably going to go meet up with them and work with them. I mean, that's what I would like to think. I mean, based on the opening, there's a lot of, it looked like they were kind of working together. Or it could just be, an opening sequence that they just wanted to make it look cool. So anyways, in this episode, the shield hero and the gang don't really have anywhere else to go. Mine is continually spreading false rumors, setting the forest on fire and blaming it on him, and he basically has nowhere to go in that country, so he has to leave. And it's pretty hard for them to leave the country now, because there's all the guards, they know about it, they're on watch, and they kind of have to keep a low profile. And it seems like the guards are pretty good at finding people, but they're not really good at fighting. And so I don't know why they wouldn't send in stronger people to pursue the shield hero, but I don't know. You have to think that there has to be other warriors out there, right? Other strong heroes, just like how we saw that old monk lady. She was very strong compared to anyone else we've seen outside of the heroes. So you have to wonder where they are, right? Because it's not just those guys that are strong, because the guards are just pretty pathetic, right? They can't do anything, and there's a lot of guards that are corrupt as well, which is kind of interesting to me too, because it doesn't look like they're just following orders, right? No, it's like they're into it too. They want to smear the shield hero's name, so something's up, right? There's just way too many people that are against him, and I hope we find out later, why. But anyways, back to the episode. They're hiding out. They realize the only option they have is to find the queen. So now for me and the gang, they decide to go that route, because they can't really go anywhere else. So on the way there, they stop by a demi-human village, who is run by a noble that mine is very familiar with, and he seems like a good guy. I mean, my initial reaction to this guy was he looked pretty suspicious, right? Characters with their eyes closed like that and always smiling, they're always kind of suspicious, kind of like Zelos from Slayers. That was my first thought when I saw him. But I mean, he proved this episode that he was a good guy. At least he took some hits for them, and yeah, maybe we'll know more. Maybe he'll be more involved in the future. Maybe we'll see how strong he is as a he looks like a mage type to me. And and he obviously holds a lot of influence. He is very favored by the demi-humans. So I have a feeling that when the shield hero needs that support, political support by people with a lot of influence, he'll probably be one of them. After that, not too long after the guards pick up that guy's holding them, hiding them from everyone else, so they go in and they arrest him. And the other guys, they have to figure out how they're going to get out, and the maids kind of are able to usher them away through various passages through the mansions. And yeah, so they do that, and Melty though ends up kind of saving them, I guess, from fighting against the guards. Kind of tells them, hey, the shield hero left because I told him to, and so I will come with you, and I mean, I think she now for me picked up on that. Hey, I could escape right now, but he doesn't, and he realizes that it's probably what she kind of was planning to too. Like, she'll try to help him out on the political side while he kind of goes off and does what he needs to do. But he won't accept that, and he shows everyone that she put her trust in me, and I don't have too many friends in this world. And she obviously, soon to be, crowned for the country. So, she's a very important friend to have. And I'm sure he's not thinking of it in that way. More like he trusts her more, as a friend, as a companion, because, after all they've been through and what she just did. So she goes back and, goes back and tries to rescue her. And then we meet this sleazeball of a guy. Like, as soon as you see his face, he's a bad guy, right? Like, I think his name's like Idol something. And yeah, like, you already know he's up to no good. And apparently, we get a lot of character development when it comes to Raphtalia, because this, just like what they alluded to in the opening sequence, Raphtalia, her slavery past is more revealed, because we know that she not obviously Naofumi bought it from slavery, but we don't know exactly how she got there. We know that her family was killed in the raid, or in the wave, and so she ended up somehow ended up being captured and under his custody, I guess. And so I guess we will get more into her backstory and what kind of experiences she had with him. She's been having a lot of dreams about her friend. I assume it's her friend that she met while she was in slavery, and maybe that friend will be here. Maybe I feel like to have dreams about someone like that, there has to be some sort of follow up or conclusion with that character. So maybe she will meet her in that in that dungeon down here, or maybe not. Like, I feel like we'll probably see her at some point, maybe dead, maybe alive, or maybe doing well for herself too. Yeah. And so they decide to rescue Melty. So after they break in, and they go in Raphtalia, it's just all sorts of memories are coming up, and Naofumi understands the trauma she experienced. He saw her having nightmares. I guess we didn't really see that much before, but it seems like it happens on a nightly basis. And so I think she will probably go through a lot of transformation from this, a lot of character development for her. And we get a lot of character development from Melty as well. She knows that she's changed a lot since meeting the Shield Hero. I think as viewers, we don't see everything going on, right? So to us, it's kind of quick that she's saying that she's changed her her mannerisms, and she's not as proper as she used to be. But I get it. Like, they've been traveling now, and Naofumi is a good guy, and everything he's doing is for the right reasons. And so I think she's being influenced by him, just like he's gaining a party of followers, of people that that believe in him, that trust him. And so I think she sees that as well, and she knows that she is changing for the better. And Reinhardt, or whatever his name is, Rachnot, he also noticed it as well, since he knew her when she was growing up. I also see that the king himself, he had some character development, or at least we're starting to see more of his character play out. He's not as bad as he used to be. I think we get that initial reaction of we thought he was in charge of all the devious things, but to us it seems like more so that Mine is the one that's kind of manipulating him. And he kind of has already a bias towards the Shield Hero, so he doesn't really have to think hard. He doesn't want to defend the Shield Hero, so any excuse that he gets, he will automatically treat him that way. But as you can see, he's more of a complex character, as he cares about his family. And again, we have to learn more about the history of the Shield Hero to figure out exactly why he views things this way. And I have a feeling that it has a lot to do with Mine, because she's the one telling him things and informing him about stuff. And so I feel like she's kind of probably the main reason for all this political strife between, the shield hero and the king. And hopefully we get to learn more about the queen as well, and where she is and why she is where she is, right? Because it's just it just doesn't make sense to me. Like, what other family members is he talking about? Or maybe he willingly banished the queen because he disagreed with her, but he's grieving the loss. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Basically, it ends up with, they find Melty being cornered by that sleazeball. And it was kind of cool that what Naofumi did was he poisoned one of the guards, and he was like, this poison will kill you unless you tell me exactly where the king is in time, and I can give you the antidote. Like that. They were really close to for Melty was really close to being harmed, right? And they barely made it in time, and so I feel like that was a pretty good move. It helped speed things up because that place was probably big, and they couldn't find her right away. And I have to also point out that, I'm just a huge fan of Philo in the party. He kind of just throws her in there and it's like, hey, just go crazy, right? And she's just she's just really convenient to have, right? She can fly, you can ride on her, and she can run. She just is a beast physically, and she wreaks havoc. And I'm just, every time I see Philo fight, it's just really cool. And basically, it ends up with Raphtalia having her moment with Idol, and I think we know that she's probably not gonna kill him, but she's probably gonna find some way to get back and probably free all the slaves that are down in that dungeon area and all that. But I guess I'm curious to see what really will happen. So let me know what you guys think on the comment section below. Please like the video if you enjoyed my analysis, and please subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys next episode.